Peace, y'all. You on another episode of HHDG Media podcast. Sorry for that delay. Had a little technical difficulties. Had to reconnect. But once again, we are here. Big shout out to everyone that's always tuning in through our YouTube channel, as well as our Facebook group, HHDG, which stands for Hip Hop Discussion Group. And it's always made possible through our company, HHDG Media Inc., which consists of our 5 owners: T. Smith, Rock Vader KB, Skelly Top, Demir, and myself, Wiki. And as always, as you can see on our bottom banner, you can go to our website, hhdgmedia.com. You can check out the latest music, merch, previous written interviews, and upcoming events. For tonight, we have, I like to say, 2 of Massachusetts' finest, and they linked up once again, but for the first time as a collaboration known as AR16. And with that new project, they come with a wealth of experience with the music, the content, and overall bringing the ill music to our culture that they've continued to do previously with their solo work, as well as through ST the Squad, which many of y'all know about. We got so many members in there, and when we dive in, I definitely want to find out, how that came to be, with how they had different crews and it came together, because I know that one of our artists tonight has been a longtime friend with Superstar Snuck, and then also Terminology and Easy Money. On the other hand, we have yet another ill spitter who we're going to find out how they all link together, because it's pretty much a family going on with the way they present all their music. And no matter what solo work it is, at some point, somebody involved from ST the Squad is always going to be involved. With their new album that's out since June 30th of this year, called Kill Writer's Block, they definitely had the family on there as well. And I mean, once we'll talk about the artwork and how it correlates with the album as well. But when you know and you hear these 2 artists, it's not just amazement, but it's a cohesiveness that you can't just do from sending emails back and forth. Now, this is something that you have that true chemistry with these 2 artists. And we'll also talk a little bit about their past as well. But we know one of the artists is it's just amazing, the consistent output that he's been putting out with different producers and creating project after project. And we'll talk a little bit about that. But today we want to do more to focus on the 2 artists that we're going to speak with and their new album, Kills Writer's Block. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce, coming from Haverhill, Artisin. Peace, peace.
Peace. Thank you, yo. Love the intro. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. And also, Lawrence own REKS.
Peace, my brother. Appreciate you for having me once again.
Absolutely. It's great to have the 2 of you on here and speak about the new project.
Word. Thank you.
Definitely. Now, before we go into the dope new project, I know a lot of people know the name when they hear ST the Squad, but for you, Austin, tell us how you had a long-time friendship with Superstar Snuck first, and then how you became friends with Easy Money and Terminology.
Okay. So Snuck is actually the first person I met. Like, he's the longest I know out of ST, out of everybody in ST. I'm talking like 6th grade, middle school. I knew Snuck. How I met Snuck, well, we were in school, but how we we actually started a group. It was ANS, and we met, like, well, not met, but we were chilling, and we kind of like discovered that we like wrote rhymes together, like wrote rhymes on our own. So, and he was spitting his shit, and I was like, yo, that's dope. And I'll spit mine, and he was rocking what I spit, and I won't forget it. It was like we went to like it's like this thing's called Salem Willows. It's like a black festival, black picnic they call it.
Okay.
All black people, but it's beautiful. It's an amazing like event. It still goes on to this day, and that's when I got the CNN album. I got the Capone Noriega. They gave me an album, and it changed my life. Like hearing that, but that's when I was like chopping it up with him, and he was like, that's when we were like, yo, you really want to do this rapping thing, so and so we we formulated that, and then fast forward a few years, me and Snuck, we knew a homie named Viggins. Shouts to my brother Talent. He one day he heard me spit. We used to listen to stuff, and then him one day in like gym class or something like that, like he goes, "Yo, I want you to meet somebody." So he introduces me to Term. So I spit a 16 for Term real quick, and he was messing with it. He was like, "Yo, that's dope." So then me and Term, exchanged numbers, and then we got to chilling, and I stayed at his crib one night, and we wrote this song called Evil Symphony, and we wrote it to the Biggie, the who shot you? I think it was Who Shot You. We wrote it to Who Shot You, and so then we went to the studio and recorded it, and so Term knew people that I didn't necessarily know.
Mm-hmm.
And like Easy Money. And I was in class with Easy, but I didn't know that he rapped. He used to always crack jokes in class, and have the whole class cracking up, you know what I'm saying? So Term spot, his crib was like, this dude is like hip hop, like he's like a hip hop library. If you want to study
I've seen this CD collection.
Yeah, so so back then it was the same thing. I'm talking 98, 99, like back then, same thing. Wall full of CDs. So you get to, and so that's where we all chill, smoke, sip, and that's how I came to know Easy, and and other people from around the way, and that's basically how we met. But so then me and Snuck were our group, and then at first we went by Twisted Militants, and then we changed the name to ANS, and then Term and Easy. I don't throw Easy out there, but he used to go by Ed Rock.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm gonna get you for that one.
Out there, yo. But he used to go, so it was Term and Ed Rock, and this is why the reason why I say this is because, all right, forgive me, Easy, if you listening, but Street went by Speaking Through Raw Epilogue Ed and Terminology. That's what it first went by, and then we had a couple other heads who we chill with, and it was like this ongoing group because Ed and Term, Easy and Term were like they were really doing, their shit, and everybody rocked with it. I mean, we all rock with what we were doing. So, but it was like, yo, like this, ST the squad, we're gonna, street the squad. It's like, It's like almost like their way of, they have their group, but kind of including us in it, like having like an extension of it,
Okay.
And it was an ongoing joke until we fast forward about a few more years, and we were actually sitting down like, yo, this is the group, this is who we're gonna have in it, and so then I'm talking, early 2000s, the whole time we're doing that, Brother Rex he's doing his thing, and he's bodying shows, he's building his buzz, he's getting his name up,
True.
and so yeah, check the history, right? So like through all these shows and all these, and another thing too, I answer this question in so many interviews, but I feel like I reveal so much more. We also have a mutual friend, me and Rex. You know what I'm saying? Brother named by the name of Alias, who's a dope MC, spits. I met. So the whole time I didn't know Rex I knew Alias, but then I grew to know Rex, like, because we would meet, bump into each other on the train, at shows, chop it up, and fast forward, because it just became extended family, and was like, we're gonna add him to the village. So
Gotcha.
and it was a seamless, like it was an organic thing, and that's how it came to be, like Rex was in ST, and how I met Term and Easy and Snuck. Yeah, so that's what that was.
It's dope. Yeah, because I remember around the early 2000s, Rex had Along Came the Chosen, Reckless was out, Term had Hood Politics, I think 1 and 2 around that time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I got familiar with the name Street, because I think it came out after that. If I'm correct me if I'm wrong, it was around that time. I think after Hood Politics too.
Yeah, it was around that time that we were he was doing his thing. He was Terms a brilliant minded guy. He used to go to school and like we would make albums, like not like make album covers and put who we, and like mock album covers, and we go around and get a laugh out of, oh, we got Nas, oh, look at you, you got J Nas, you got all these people, you got Biggie,
Right.
And so, but the dope thing about it is that the brother made it come to fruition. He really actually, did that. So much respect to him. Shout out to Terminology. But yeah, that was around that time. Hood Politics 1, 2. Crazy time, by the way, too. My God, it was a reckless ass time.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember back, because also on that, when they put out that first single, I was actually their first feature. Because that's another part that, like, I was obviously doing my thing. I had Along Came the Chosen out, and and obviously most of the ST members are younger than me. The only one I really knew very early on was DJ Deadeye. Deadeye was like Deadeye went to the same high school as me, and he used to hang out with these twins, the younger brothers of one of my basketball homies, like my homie Mike Garcia, his younger brothers. They used to put the rim down to like 8 feet, and me and Deadeye would go back there, and we would like, dunking on each other. You know what I'm saying? like it was the backyard. That's how we like kind of like connected early on, like outside of the music stuff. But I didn't really know much of the other members. But the first single that they put out, I was actually on that record. I don't even remember the name of the song, but I do know, Term would always have a joke, like after like he started getting put on and stuff like that, because we all on now. He's like, yo, I'm gonna need that bread back. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm gonna need that bread back, man. But now you ain't getting that bread back, bro. Like that's my brother forever, yo. They my brother, and I know Easy, like true to the form of how we know Easy, and Artisin talking about Easy being a jokester in school. He never stopped being that, and he really didn't want to pay me to like be on no feature. He's like, man, I ain't to do no feature. You know what I'm saying? Easy was always the ish talker, but like, yo, we love Easy for being Easy. Squad wouldn't be the Squad without like the way it is.
Right,
so I'm very happy to be a part of ST the Squad. For real.
That's ill. Now, also during these times, give me a glimpse, because you're all from different cities, and it wasn't just competition in music. I mean, you from different cities, you know how people are when they rep their hood and everything. Because on Staten Island, we have our own little areas, so it was still the same way. Even though we had artists from those certain areas, you can't always click with people from other hoods. So how was it at that time? You know, coming up.
Yeah, like I said, it was a wild time. It
It
was. I
wasn't.
walked. I would walk the streets, and I couldn't go 5 minutes without yo Sin, what up, yo Sin, yo. You know, like, and you know, people would rock with me, not rock with them. People would rock with them, maybe not rock with me. Like it was like, you know, a lot of it was some shystiness. You know, it was people come around and they be cool, and then you find out that ulterior motives later on. You know,
Right.
but it was like almost like an endless party, because we was in this crib, and it was like a party house. It was just like literally I would come back to the crib and it'd be like wall to wall people, like, oh, you know, and like Snuck will tell you, you know, because that was like his spot. And um we were just wild kids, like trying to figure out how to break through. You know, it was a lot of respect that we had to earn, because a lot of people, we would go do shows with like Crumb Snatcher. Crumb would get into fights, you know. People from Boston didn't rock with people from Lawrence and Haverhill 970. We had to really like make people respect us. We used to go around, even Lawrence, go around, see fuck ST tagged up on the walls and shit. Like, you know.
Later years. Like I'm, you know, yeah. I'm a Lordstown representative, so like, you know what I mean. I know what he's talking about. Lawrence and Haverhill are like this, like definite rivalry across the board, like not just on the music tip.
Right.
I wasn't really in Haverhill too much, like early on. I spent all my early years in Lawrence, and you know, it's a wild neighborhood. Like Lawrence coming up, it's an impoverished neighborhood, an immigrant city. It's like, you know, gang culture and you know, just a lot of drama. It's a tough place to grow up in. Right. You know, so it's definitely a tough neighborhood. And I know Haverhill is pretty much like, you know, very similar. You know, it's like those areas and Lynn and like people that come to Massachusetts, they kind of get it confused. Like until they, like, you know, they come to certain neighborhoods and they realize,
get a reality check.
Yeah, like it don't matter where you at. Like, you know, you could be in the middle of Idaho, you could be in Seattle. So no, I'm not gonna say it. Seattle, you could be in Seattle. We got this little running joke. I wasn't gonna say it, like, or leave Seattle alone. But like, you know, like you could be anywhere on the planet, on God's green earth, and be in a neighborhood with a borough or like a block or a trap, you know. So definitely that's no different from where we come from, Mill City, like hardworking blue collar immigrants who, like, you know, it's tough neighborhood, like to come up in when you struggling to survive. And so I think that's what you know, we have similar to places like you know, New York is the mecca of it all, right? But when you look at places like Philly and Detroit, and quite honestly, the places that we come from, the neighborhoods we come from, that's why individuals, I think, pen game is so sharp and darts happen the way they happen, because of the environments we come up in and the culture we come up in. So I think it's a testament to like how we came up, that we just spit the way we spit.
True. And speaking on that, I think almost every, I wouldn't say region, but almost every state probably should have some type of documented history on how hip hop was, you know, formulating in those areas. You know, I'm sure there's people that have documented pictures, maybe even footage, you know, things like that, flyers.
For sure.
I mean, every place has their history.
I just want to add this.
Yeah, go ahead. My bad.
No, I just wanted to add real quick, like Lawrence and Haverhill is kind of a special place. It's crazy because it's like a melting pot. It's like a lot of people come from everywhere. Like we get people from NY, we get people from down south, we get people from LA, we get
Hmm.
people from all over, and like Prospect, we used to chill with Prospect in Haverhill from Terror Squad, and a little bit like a couple years after Pun passed away, rest in peace, and and a lot of like people, with some notoriety came through there, and we just we have a lot of talent coming out of here. I guess maybe it's the stress and the tragic or the just having to come up that way, but um it is a lot of talent that is like kind of like an untapped region of the country,
Hmm.
as far as hip hop.
Absolutely, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
But when you were saying about the documented history, I know there are individuals kind of tapped into the early tapestry of where we come from.
Okay.
Some of those storylines, like we have some tragic storylines, like in Lawrence. There's a scientific story which is um, a tough one that has to do with an MC who originally came from New York, immigrant family, Haitian family, and ended up in Massachusetts and was working with the likes of like RZA and Diamond D and legendary producers, and
Hmm.
then died tragically, and unfulfilled talent. It's like unmet potential. I'm grabbing my charger real quick. Um,
All good.
but it's like it's a tough storyline like that, and it's tough storylines um, like that kind of is a testament to like what we come from. Again, the type of individuals that come from the city,
Yeah.
come from what we come from.
He helped open the door a lot for that area too.
And he's like the beginning, yeah. Like when you
Yeah.
bring up Crumb, when he was bringing up Crumb, scientific, like was what came before Crumb, you know.
Hmm.
Like I say, like he was the first one, and then it was Crumb, and then Crumb brought on the Wolves, and it was like me and Term and ST and everybody else, um, you know, but like in that area, not when you think of like the extension of Boston, Edo G is obviously
Hmm.
he's the quintessential representative who he actually produced our anthem, Law Town done by Scientific, and that's those are embedded in our memories. I still remember the blocks. I still remember the neighborhoods. I was in a group called Funktown Connection. I remember all that stuff. Like, but I'm just as interested as the question you asked about, like, who might have the film, who captured it on film and got some of that, like, old school, like, like the beginning era. I think Dramatic from the Wolves, he might be one brother who has a lot of the early on stuff, because
Hmm.
like he's he was tapped in very early on.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Dramatic.
Yeah, I think Dramatic for sure.
Okay. I got put on to Crumb Snatcher probably late '90s because of the track Getting Closer to God with DJ
Right,
Premier, which
right.
was getting played on all underground here in New York.
And a
And,
true story.
and I still have the vinyl. I believe I copped it either at Fat Beats at the time or probably Beat Street in downtown Brooklyn.
Mm.
But yeah, that opened up a lot for me as far as other artists in mass as well when he dropped I think it was Snatcher Season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Snatches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Crumb. He was an early door opener for a lot of us. Like Scientific really showed us it was possible, and Crumb really like he was like he extended that. He made it like more clear that we could really do it coming from where we come. But Edo was doing it for Roxbury and like those areas. But you know, that might as well be New York when I'm coming up. Like, you know, like at least for me, I don't know about you, Sam, but like for me, like Roxbury, Dorchester, all that, I wasn't really like frequenting and going out to those areas. Like like again, it might as well be New York. It wasn't until after college, you know, after my first year at UMass Amherst, I came back and I didn't go back to Lawrence. I was like, I'm going to Boston and I'm not coming back till like I either got a deal or like I'm like, you know, I'm like I was like, it's hip hop or bust from that point on. You know, the original college dropout. Sorry, Kanye.
Word.
Right.
Yeah. No, it was. Yeah, my cousin actually used to chill with Scientific and Crumb and again, I was like a little kid. This is before I was doing music, and I used to just hear him upstairs, and shouts to my cousin DeMel, and he would be bumping. He'd be making his songs and he'd be making this crazy music. He had all this equipment, all the keyboards, and all the 8-track, the 4, and the DAT machines and all that, and like and then Scientific passed, and my cousin, he just like took it through all his equipment in the Merrimack River, through it, and just like done with it, But yeah, he was definitely opened up, I think, a lot of doors, and then Crumb took it, and around the time I met Term, we heard Crumb on the "Y'all police better be ready." We heard him on the train.
MOP.
Yeah, MOP. And so when we heard that, it was just like it was mind blowing, because we never heard nobody around the way take it thus far, and it was thing, and it just made it you made it feel possible, like, oh yeah, we can do it, we can be there,
Yeah.
But
He was like the first dude I spit a rhyme for. I remember because my homies' older brothers used to chill with Corn, and like they were like, yo, little shorty, like I remember Fidget Lawson. He was like, yo, he's like, I'm gonna bring you the spit for Crumb. So I spent the whole night like practicing the rhyme over and over in my mirror, like, yo, I'm about to spit this joint for Crumb. Like, yo, I don't know. I thought I was gonna get signed. I thought I was about to be mad famous right after that moment. Because I was like, I knew my verse was sharp, everything. I spit it for him. He gave me that. He told me I was super nice, and I mean, that felt like I got signed. Like real talk, it really did feel that way. Like I remember that moment and that validation, and it pushed me forward. Like, yo, I really could do this. You know what I'm saying? Like if Crumb said I'm nice, you know what I'm saying? I know I can do this. You know what I mean?
That's dope. Yeah, big salute to Crumb and Scientific.
Absolutely.
Hearing that story of how y'all explain that, that's like when people have these dreams of going to New York City, and here you have in Massachusetts, you're in New York City, in that same type of example of this is where I'm gonna go to make it, and here you are seeing Crumb doing joints with Gangstar, MOP.
Yeah. I wish Guru was around to see, like, rest in peace, Guru. I wish he was around to see, like, how it is, how mass hip hop is kind of, grown and evolved and transcended, to what it is now. And yeah, and shouts to Big Shook. That's the bro. Shouts to DJ Premier. I met him a few times. That's the bro. He actually primo mixed one of my joints one time. But yeah, that's just a little, little shout I throw out there. What do you call it? A little flex out there. That's what they call it, a flex.
I mean, that's a lot of people can't say that though. A lot of people can't say that DJ Premier mixtape joint. So that's something you can absolutely like. You can hold on to for the rest of your life, but just always aspiring for more. And they just putting out more effort out there. I mean, I'm a big um I'm a big super fan myself as well. We all are. Like, you know, like we're super fans to this day. I'm
Yeah.
long gray in the beard, and like none of that has changed. So the same stuff that I was feeling before. So I get that giddy smile Sin just got when it comes to like knowing that like Primo, like we had an opportunity to work with Primo, or we got like last night I was at a show and I like J Live. I've worked with J Live, but like I sat in the crowd and watched him perform like I was a kid watching somebody perform for the first time. You know, we respect the people that you know are either our peers or have paved the way, like it was yesterday. You know what I mean? That's how I feel.
Yeah. Big respect. Yep. Now,
And yeah, oh, go
go ahead.
ahead.
No, go
No,
ahead.
I was just gonna say, in the whole time, because you say Staten Island, the whole time while this is going on, I got the woo in my CD like a Bible. Like I'm just woo everything. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Go.
Of course. Right.
I was gonna say, um, with everything that y'all were talking about earlier, how it was some crazy times, without going into detail, and seeing how Rex career is and how this man puts a lot of positivity in his music, and he emits that energy, and not just the music, just all around his life, his family, his friends. Um, how is it for this is a question for both of you? How you're capable of being able to deliver lyrically with so much competition around and still keep it positive?
In the early on, for me, in the early on, if you don't mind saying, like
Yeah, no, go ahead.
early on, the objective was to like I was really focused on chopping everybody's head off. Like there was nothing as far as an agenda. I didn't care about bar structure. I didn't care. I wanted to drop 80 bars and I wanted to destroy everybody that raps everywhere. And then I realized that that's just not attainable. You know what I'm saying? It's not attainable. Like everybody can say that, but everybody can get got at any moment. You know,
Mhm.
everybody can get got. Nas has gotten got. You know, Thought has gotten got. Like the goats, the greats, Common has gotten got. You know, and it's just, and I said those three because those are my goals. I know there's more for other people, but those are mine. Um, and I feel like Sin is itching because I said those are my goals. He's got very different
Nah,
goals. No, I'm just kidding.
nah, those are like my goats too. But like you're what you're saying, how it could happen. Yeah, like
Word, anybody can get got at any moment. You know what I'm saying? When we made Kill Writer's Block, I wasn't thinking like that. And the reason why I wasn't thinking like that is because I have very little to prove. Like I feel like I've established myself artistically, and people know, like, when it comes to my pen, it's sharp,
Mhm.
and it's like, my mind is sharp. The way I carry myself, I respect other artists, but I respect myself as well, and I just, I know I'm not to be played with, but I'm not gonna take Artisan for granted because I know what he does with his pen. You know what I'm saying? And I know the crew that I'm in. So I already know how people are thinking. And some members of our crew are still thinking like that to this day. So some are like, I'm gonna chop your head off now. Like at this time. I'm more of a yogi. I'm more of a yogi these days. And I feel like, you know, yes, I mean today, for instance, I was in the studio and I was doing some records that kind of blend into the house bag, like
Okay.
and the vibrations are like, I'm singing on records, I'm doing jazzy records, I'm doing lo-fi records, and I'm testing the boundaries of my pen and testing the boundaries of my art, and that's what matters to me right now. Not necessarily attempting to body everybody with a 16, you know even though I know my 16s are always still going to be sharp. You know what I mean? Like it's not my objective to body everybody's life with my 16. I want to be more well rounded.
Seamless. He's seamless with it. There's a I'll share a little something. There's an album I put out um in like 2017. It's called the '90s LP. On that album, I spoke like so much fucked up things into fruition that actually is almost like it predicted my own future, and a lot of like crazy things happened to me since then, and I like shedded tears over it. My homie he used to come through every day and amp me up to put this album out, and like he passed away, and like and he's on that album, and you know, rest in peace, Doogie, and um, it made me realize the power of what you say, like, and what you can bring upon yourself, and actually when you're saying, you know. So I try to be more mindful of that, you know,
Mhm.
trying to, and I mean, yeah, I do snap on tracks, you know, like, but it's a little bit more. It's a little bit more calculated, more of a story, more I'm saying something, you know, it's not like just, you know, 2000 me, yeah, I was like aiming and shooting up everything, you know what I'm saying? And like, you know, it was just like wildness, you know, take a shot, yo, and take a shot at somebody, we'll see who's gonna pick it up. Like, you know, but at the end of the day, I know that I got more talent and more ability than that, and to have to even resort to things like that. You know, I can, you know, speak from the heart, speak what's true to me and myself in a way that's relatable for the next man to hear it. So that's where I, and my brother Rex, he helped accentuate that, because now when I'm doing approaching a project with him, that is more in conscious now. Like I'm more conscious of that.
Mhm.
Like, all right, I'm gonna come with it, but I'm gonna come correct. And you know, I ain't gonna be just speaking just to be speaking and wildness. You know, we're gonna drop some jewels. We're gonna give some lessons. You know, we're gonna have the, you know, we're gonna put the medicine with the food. You know,
Yep.
so
Yep.
that's my whole take on that. Like how to, why, you know, it came out more positive. I mean, like I said, I still talk my little stuff here and there, and you know, spaz, flow patterns, rhyme cadences, crazy deliveries, crazy next level things that I could do on a track. But it's more calculated now, and it's got more meaning to it. And I try not to speak some negativity into my life.
Oh,
Feel that. Yep. And that's a great example of not just your experience with the music, but your own growth and maturity in life.
Yeah, like experiences. Yeah, just going through certain things. You live and you learn. I touched the stove when I got burned. Lesson learned.
oh, oh, word,
You live and we learn.
It is.
word.
I couldn't. The truth is that I couldn't make a lesson learned 10, 15 years ago because the experience wasn't there. So like I had to go through that in order for me
Mhm.
to say that, and it actually means something. So
And so many people are learning from what you even said, that like you like that you had to go through those lessons. It wasn't just you that's learning in the process of that. You teaching multitudes, bro. So like, you know, that's commendable that you can step into that greatness of yours, because a lot of people can't, you know. And so it's to be commended, bro.
we appreciate you. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I owe it to you. I owe it to Term. I owe it to whole crew and all those that stood by me and believed in me to you know what I'm saying, that helped me to reach that pinnacle, you know, to reach that level. And yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. I wouldn't give it for the world. It's, it's a beautiful feeling, and it's beautiful to be able to make music seamlessly or seemingly seamlessly with my brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like you said earlier, you can email it, but that don't mean the chemistry's there. The chemistry's there. I could talk. Me and Rex, we can make a track through, the telephones with the cups. Remember the? Oh, we can make a track. We can make a fire joint with the telephones,
Word.
with the cup telephones,
We should try to do that.
miles away from each other. You can be in Atlanta, and I'll be out here, and we got a cup telephone that stretches all the way, and we still make the craziest joint. Like
There
we
you go.
still be amazing.
Word.
Just cause, yeah, they alike, be alike,
Yeah.
See it like word.
Word, yeah.
Just witnessing you talk about right now, you can tell that you come a long way since your early project, Spit Your Heart Out.
Word. Yeah. Spit Your Heart Out. I was on like, how can I explain it? Spit Your Heart Out was supposed to be, so I have a song called Dream On. Shouts to my cousin Wreck a Lot, DJ Wreck a Lot. He make beats. He made some crazy beats. I have this whole, I could show you the laptop. I stole all his beats. I was like, yo, I'm gonna hold these for you. I'm gonna hold these for you. All right, cousin, it's you. So like, if he ever wants to hear him again, he can come back and hit. I'll go. But so he had these beats that were like, they had good like call and responses to it, like So Dream On, where they would go for like 4 bars and then break down, and then almost like Dipset, like how they would rap, and have the vocal samples. But it wouldn't be just the vocal sample, it'd just be the way the beat goes. And that was how Spit Your Heart Out was supposed to be. But somewhere along the line, I got in grabbing tracks here, doing this and that, and it is what it is. But yeah, I appreciate you for bringing that out. Yeah, I was actually bumping Fiery Passion earlier. Yeah,
Enjoy word.
Yeah. No, yeah, those were like that was kind of like, so it was 2010, 2011, that era.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we're gonna get into Kill Writer's Block, and my question is, after hearing both of you speak on your experiences, could there be a Kill Writer's Block if you didn't go through all of that, or if it did, it wouldn't be this type of project? Would be something different along those lines?
I just want to say this: we shot the video to Kill Writer's Block. And I think I said something to the bro. My bro, he played Writer's Block in the video, and I was like, "Yeah, like hope to work with you again, this and that." And he's like, "Yeah, but I know you, even though you killed me off, And I was like, "Or did I?" And I say that to say this: even though it's Kill Writer's Block, it doesn't die that easily. I kill misery. The misery don't die that easily. People go through misery every day, And then there's other ones: kill depression, kill jealousy. I could go on and on with whatever negativity that we need to kill or attempt to kill, and it takes on a life of its own. So yeah, it could be definitely that. And if you kill Writer's Block, or it could be kill something else. Is this whatever we come together with when the time comes. But something else will come. Something else definitely will come.
Yeah, I think how we handle the release of this wouldn't be what it is if we didn't have the kind of experiences we had and growth in it. So what I'm saying. Absolutely, those things that Sin's bringing up, like misery is going to resurface. You know, some of these traits are going to resurface, but how you deal with them, you know, is a testament to like the growth. And I think the album speaks, like, you know, it speaks into power, the superpowers that we've put, like, you know, for using the album's like theme song, like, you know, superpower, having superpowers to kind of like thwart these negative traits and these things that affect us on a day-to-day basis. We all have superpowers. We all have the ability to, like, you know, kind of transcend those damaging traumas in our lives. And I think we did our version of that with Kill Writer's Block as a whole. I'm really proud of this project. I'm really proud of like what we came together as a unit.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing what we came with to come, how we came together to make it make so much sense and be in such a pocket, you know, that it can kind of transcend from just being just a, you know, just a regular hip hop album, or, you know, just something, you know, that, oh, okay, people put stuff out all the time, but I feel like that one's special. And, you know, whoever it matters, if the next one's gonna top that one, I don't know. But all I know is that we're gonna come with that, we're gonna come with it, and we're gonna bring you something fresh and new, you know, in a way that's gonna be, you know, thought provoking. And that's what I admire about my brother Rex. He's always had that. He's always had that in his mentality, and that's why I think we gel together good, because I have that in my mentality as well,
Right.
like to come
Right.
thought provoking, you know. Yeah, yeah. At
Yeah.
the end of the
Also,
yeah, go ahead. No,
nah, go finish your thought, and then we'll
I'm
respect
just
you.
saying. At the end of the day, we taking heads off, but in a thought provoking way.
Right.
Right.
It's forward thinking. Yeah.
You're gonna take your head off and you're gonna put it back on and be like, hold on. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's right, and I think respectfully, like, not only you know, the thought provoking approach we both have, but I think, you know, like I keep saying in these different talks that we're having, like this, like discussions, um uh like like in this discussion group, like that, my brother, he wove a narrative um, between the tracks in a way that taught me something brand new that I didn't know before. You know, like of how to, like, you know, approach the art. You know, and it's weird because like it kind of reminds me of like when I look at my children, and and I teach them something,
Yeah.
and I didn't really teach them because they didn't listen to what I said. But if you came, beloved, and you told my sons the same exact same thing, they get it immediately. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like clockwork. Like it all makes sense. It all gels. And I say that to say, yo, respectfully, like Sin delivered it to me in a way that just like that's the way I wanted to. Like I heard it. You know, even though hip hop been saying, yo, showing that narrative for the longest period of time, and I've been putting out art in response to like what I've heard. But it wasn't until this Sim project that I started opening my thought process in terms of how he wove the narrative. You know, because he kind of like he was like the driver of the vehicle, and I was riding shotgun, and I played a very important part and role. But he captained the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he really did. Like so, we got to make sure that's clear. You know, because like yeah,
That's
that's really what happened. You know what I mean? And it felt good to like ride shotgun because usually I'm like I'm captain in the
you
ship, like
driving. Yeah.
I'm managing everything, like telling people, you know what I'm saying? Like Sin kind of like, yo, now how we gonna do it? Like it was good to watch him break things down. You know what I'm saying? It
That's
was dope.
dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And
Oh, go ahead.
for me, listening to the album, it feels like each track is a chapter in dispelling negativity that has its own content, and it all comes full circle with the how you put the project together to see what's in the cohesiveness of it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's. I'm a student of the game. I'm a student of like listening, watching movies. You know, grew up on a lot of movies of like Menace to Society and Boys in the Hoods, Fresh, South Central, all those. I watched those movies, and I remember them. They echo in my mind when I hit make beats and create tracks, and that's I kind of wanted that approach, and maybe not just movies, but I wanted the songs to flow together and tell a story, even if I didn't put a actual movie clip between the song,
Mhm.
put like some music, something to keep the cohesiveness going and flowing. Because I also am I studied albums like The Chronic and Watch the Throne and Low End Theory and all these albums that like they flow together. That's the kind of music I like the kind of when I like to listen to, like long drive music. You could listen to it and you could just
It's all the way
go
through.
through the links, flows together like
Yep.
and
Those are the
so
best albums.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like that on the spot improvisation where it's like or you in the booth and your homies behind you and they're spitting and then like you're spitting and they're amping you up. They're the ad libs.
Mhm.
So, like that's the moment. You got them. I got a verse like that. I'll never hear it again. I bodied this verse in one take. My bro Joe Flo was like, "Yo, you killed it in one take," and he was behind me the whole time, like, "Yo, Finn, yo," like, but I'll never hear it again. But the song was like, it was dope the way it was just all there. So
Mhm.
I kind of took that and tried to incorporate that in Kill Writer's Block, and it worked well. Everything flowed very good. Everything catered to the mess, like the clips catered to the message of the song, and further drop more jewels. And it's all movies that we all seen, but you might not remember that part. You might not remember what was said at that part until you hear that, and you're like, oh, that's what that means.
Mhm.
Oh,
It's still tied. Like sometimes people just throw things in and they don't like truly like kind of like they didn't weave it, as cohesively as like I feel the fabric of this project comes together. Like, and that's what I admire about it as as a participant, but also as
Mhm.
just a fan of art. You know, I definitely appreciate like looking back and listening to it. I've given it a little break now, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go back maybe in about a couple weeks. And I'm gonna listen again, and like it's like fresh. We're still in the midst of like throwing so much out, dreams to reality videos on the way. Like, we're still working. You know what I'm saying? We're still
Right,
working
right.
this, for sure.
Respect. Now, I'm gonna go and play the title track, "Kill Writer's Block," the music video. Big shout out to your Queen Phil. Sorry,
All go Queen
Queen Phil.
philosophical.
Yes,
Philosophical. Yep.
yeah. Because I noticed she's always doing the visuals, and they always come out dope.
Word. Appreciate it. I know she's very thankful. She's humbled and she's very excited. She's like all day. She's the one working on Dreams to Reality. As we speak, she's been like finishing up that record. So we're excited to get that one out too. Yeah.
Dope.
word.
Let's get
Still
into
writing
it.
that word.
Yeah, the hollow who was not, now he's hollowed on the block. Had to give it all I got. So I caught him at the spot. Blicky pop right off the top. Couldn't let him call the shots. I killed Ryder's block. He was tired by some thoughts. Popped the hollow to his not. Now he's hollowed on the block. Had to give it all I got. So I called him shots. Creativity got me doing supernatural activities vividly. On my pivot for infinity. You kidding me if you think the pen game ain't an obscenity. I'ma finish and move what it's finna be. If it isn't Rex in the crew, then you ain't fit to be. Punish them dead in the middle with little Italy and humidity. Make you walk away so pitifully. The damage was done considerably. Considering all things, I'm who they call king. Small thing, soul of a jazz legend. I am the offspring, high exalting. It's so gas, it's exhausting. Put in all of this work, the sleep will cost me. Cost effective, master the arts as a whole collective. Connections don't work if you don't connect it. Respect don't work if you don't respect it. The bag is yours, just gotta go collect it. I killed Ryder's block. He was hiding by some thoughts. Popped a hollow to his knot. Now he's hollowed on the block. Had to give it all I got.
Word.
Ring around the rosy. Myself for Pussycat's finest Josie.
Got caught up a little bit. Kept up the aesthetics of the
the
comic book vibes.
Well, the intro was like, as it goes, it sounds like a comic book. Just the sound of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoy the playfulness, the like,
Yeah. I like how we took somewhere that like nobody would go to shoot a video.
Right.
And we turned it into this like it's dope. We turned it into like this movie.
Yeah, movie and it became a crime scene a little bit.
I got the Matrix peak hope on
the block, so I called him at the spot. Blicky pop right off the top. Couldn't let him call the shots.
Word.
Shout out Queen Philosophical.
Yeah.
Queen Philosophical, man. She took that
thing, man. That's what?
Yeah. That comic book style was definitely on point with that one.
Word.
Dope. Yeah.
Like it was like we was in the library, but watching that video is like it's almost like you're in a whole nother world. It's like you're watching. Like to me, it's like watching a movie. Like it's like because I mean it'll be the wildest things that'll unfold. Like you can see Rock beat somebody's ass in the library or something. In a movie.
Yeah. Word.
Dope. Now tell us how you linked up with Denver's own Crooked Looks for the comic book style album cover.
So originally I connected with Stat Cavalry, who's actually in a rap group with Crooked Hooks, and they I just had gone out to Denver to do a show because Stat, who I ended up doing the record with, actually owns a bar, like a well-known bar out there called Bar Red. And
Okay.
Bar Red brings out a lot of cats, from all over the country, from Elder Sensei, Afro, uh, EASP, like, just like, legends and individuals, like, from the local neighborhood. And I came out there, performed a few times. And on the third time go around, I met Crooked Hooks. And actually, not the third go around, the second go around, I met Crooked Hooks. And that was like right while we were in the midst of working on the project. And, he had shown me some of the stuff he was doing. And I'm like, man, this is incredible. Like, you're an ill artist, but like, I was like, he was showing me art. And I was like, do you do any like kind of comic books, comic book style, like video? And I broke down what I needed him to do. And he was like, yeah, I think I can do that. And like he was just getting started on doing that kind of like comic book stuff for video, and he executed it like super ill. Like from the time I went over there to coming back home, and before we went back over there for the third time, because the third time I went with, Sen came with me, and Queen came with me, and that's where we shot the Losses video out in Denver. And we just let them know, like, we're gonna turn this into, like, not only, we don't want you to just like do the graphic for the video, we want you to do the artwork for the cover. We want you to work out the CD, like break the CD booklet. CD's coming, but the CD is like, CD has a booklet inside it that's like has a storyline that's gonna coincide.
Oh, okay, that's dope.
And then it's gonna be the actual comic book. So it's like there's layers to like what we're doing. And it's like a slow rollout. Like we still promoting it, but it's like all that we can still be excited about, because like we have so much more coming, coinciding with Kid Writer's Block. But shout out to Crooked Hooks. He did an amazing job from the artwork. I'm glad he kept my beard the way it's supposed to look. Like, like I'm like, come on, make sure it's like real shiny. Next time I'll be like, man, put me with like a rose quartz around my neck. But like, yeah, it's like super fire. Like he just executed this so well. So shout out to him for his skill set. And make sure y'all go get some work from Crooked Hooks if you're like interested.
Shouts to Crooked Hooks,
Word.
Yeah. Now on production, when I first found out about the project, because I know how Rex has been doing with a lot of his projects, I was thinking it was going to be the MC and the producer, but you also have Short Fuse and Tape Ghost handle production on here.
Yeah. Shout to Short Fuse and Tape Ghost. Short Fuse is basically he's a staple in the 978 hip hop diet, the the Squad 978 hip hop diet. He really is like where a lot of the chemistry comes, like where how we did a lot of songs and we built up a lot of our chemistry just performing or doing the songs together at his crib. And it's amazing to have him on the project. Superpowers, he's on Superpowers, and he's on Another Time, and he's on The Realness. All three phenomenal joints. Superpowers was the last one that he sent, and ironically, it wound up being the first thing we put out. But it kind of summed up, it kind of solidified us being like, yeah, we going with this comic book vibe. And me, I'm a fan of Dragon Ball Z. I watch Dragon Ball Z. I mean, I like the whole punch a dude through the mountain and the whole mountain crumble. flies through it. You know, that blew my mind when I was little. So it still resonates with me to this very day. Like, and that's kind of my approach when I am talking my shit on these songs. It's like how much, you know, how much superpowers can I flex on them? What's the most outlandish thing? Like, yeah, anybody could say, "Oh, I'm gonna pull a gun and shoot somebody," but it's like, you know, smack the earth and make the sand go out to space and form a comet, come back and hit crash the land. Like, I like that. That's thought provoking. That's like, you know, that's like, oh, that's like Marvel and lyrically. And I wanted to come like that, Marvel lyrically, like, you know. I mean, you know, we can all sit over here and talk about the crazy stuff we've been through. I mean, I could tell you all day. There's a lot of stuff I can't say. There's a lot of stuff I won't say on record. Like, I'm just not. Like, I have people's, you know, their secrets is trusted with me. I'm not gonna put them out there like that. You know, regardless of what we've been through, crazy things that you can be like, yo, this dude's the rapper's rapper because he needs to rap. He's been through all this shit.
Mhm.
But like, to me, I was always a fan of like Big Pun, and he was always very outlandish with like his rhyme schemes, you know. And so, and there's a few other MCs that are like that, you know, even Jizza, you know, the way he calculated shit, you know, it's like getting stabbed with ice and watch the evidence melt. Like, you know, I like stuff like that, you know, like just makes you think with the excess part of your brain, you know. So that's where the like how like superpowers came. I know I got kind of off crazy. We talking about production.
That's right.
You know,
That's all good.
yeah. And then there's me on the production. Shouts to Tape Ghost. He hollered at us on he sent a beat like on Instagram, and me and Rex, we chatted up on Instagram like, yo, you wanna rock on this one?
We basically just took his beat off Instagram. It was like, yo, he was playing the beat on Instagram. He was like, yo, this beat's fire, yo, this joint ours. Like, yo, take those. Send that beat.
That beat probably had like 80 views before we even.
Yeah, man, we had views before we did that beat. But we was like, yo, send that beat immediately, though. Like, take that joint off of IG.
For real.
Take that joint off IG, please.
Then you got me on the production, and I did most of the tracks. Some of the tracks we had compiled from back then, like like the realness from another time.
But were incomplete though. But they were incomplete.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Dreams to Reality. I had Rex. I had a project that I was putting out. I have this thing called State of the Art, and so even though I'm a production, I have like a production company called State of the Art Productions or State of the Art Creations, which is like, you know, on my BMI. And back then, it's always been a thing that I wanted to do was like put together like basically a album, not of me rapping, but of other artists rapping on my beats.
Okay.
So that's where we get like Dreams to Reality, and that's where we get Young Homies, because we were at the time I was like, yo, Rex, I'm trying to put this thing together. You can rock the verse for me real quick, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, he heard the Young Homies joint, and he, you know, took it around with it, and I was like yes. But like at the same time, you know, that was, even though it came to be, you know, what it was, but that's where that started from. Some of those tracks.
That's dope.
Those two tracks, at least.
I gotta say, from the tracks that you produced on there, two of them that are my favorites are Lesson Learned and Losses.
Thank you. Yeah, those are actually a couple things I found, and I looped them up, you know, and they really, yeah, it was just like, I normally like would throw drums and throw all this stuff, but the feel of it just left me to kind of loop it up and be like that. And I like beats like that because like even though I like fast tempo, high tempo stuff, I like slower stuff too because when you can express yourself on it lyrically and you can actually say, say it with more emphasis and kind of get in the nooks and crannies that you couldn't get in if you were rapping faster.
I
So
get you. The emotion comes out of it more.
and emotion too,
Mm-hmm.
yep. And it dope, and that's doper to even freestyle on too because you can, like I said, you can express yourself, you can pause, you can do a call or response to it, you can do all these different things with it. I think that's kind of why, like like West Side and them, they were more successful with it because they can actually like really, like you hear the character, right? You can hear the character in their voices over the beats that they pick. It's more slower and you know. But yeah, those. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
No doubt. And we also got to give a big shout out to a producer and engineer who I've known for quite some time and listened to a lot of his music. Big shout out to John Glass, who handled the mixing and mastering on there. And y'all also had the private listening party at Nowhere Studios.
Yeah,
Yep.
I literally just was at Nowhere earlier, like right before here, like a couple hours ago. I just came from Nowhere. I was with John Glass. We're working on the project ourselves right now. So yeah, shout out to John Glass. You know what I mean? I never stop. I never stop. So like I was literally just working on this project that I got with John.
John is like the perfect person for this album because this album is positive and he is such a positive guy. Like he's a zen. I don't think I can't picture him getting mad at anything. Like,
No,
like
come in, you come in, his shoes are off. His shoes are off. It's like, yo, the vibration is already set from the moment you come in. It's like, yo, you could come in with shoes, but come in as you feel. Like there's a no shoe policy. Like when I come in, I take my shoes off too. Anyway, that's just a natural occurrence. So yeah, I mean, you already know he's coming with the peaceful Buddha type vibrations.
I love it. Yeah, and yeah, he's definitely seasoned. Worked with Token. He worked with a lot of great artists.
Yeah.
Um, so even back then, I was hanging around and I would hear him. Come in. I'd be in his lab. It was in a different place. It was in Salem at the time. You have trumpet players coming in and violinists and all this. He was
And still doing it to the day, to this
still
day.
doing it to this day. But
Yeah.
he was just like, oh, that's what I want to be doing. I need that get on that level, where I could just create freely and have people come and they just understand the mission and create freely with me. And so yeah, shouts to John Glass. He did a phenomenal job mixing and mastering our project.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Now, the two of you alone lyrically could have just, went in all 11 tracks. But y'all let some of the fam come through. So, your decision on having the likes of Terminology, ST Superstar Snuck, Hectic, and Easy Money, and also Queen Philosophical.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It was imperative. It was imperative that we like get the squad involved. That the Eat What You Kill song, like it screamed ST. And ST is a brother we respect from like a city, right? Like we mentioned, Lynn is quite similar to the town we come from. The towns we come from, respectively, excuse me. And ST's just he's on a super high trajectory, hot streak, and it's like, you just watching our beloved brother fly, and like he warrants all the flowers for what he's doing. But ST been nasty, and Tragic Allies have been incredible from like super early. Like they always been nice. That whole squad, like like someone asked to the squad with Paranorm and all the members are like that squad is like it's comparable. Like, it's like you got lyrical experts, sharp blades, and it was imperative for us to get the rest of the ST squad on the project. Turn the hardest working MC in hip hop. You know what I'm saying, and still sharp as ever. Easy, super witty, super like sharp tongue, like and battle ready. But like he came with a verse that was more on the introspective side. Like even though it was on the record, like the realness, it was like him showing an emotional side of Easy, like which was a great thing. Like not that he hasn't done that on many records, but it was great to see him show that, rather than to be the sharp tongue and hectic, like super dope, sharp street lyricism. And I mean, for me, I'm gonna keep saying it. I think Snuck had the feature verse. That was the one for me. Like it just like that verse just was like a seamless like the way he flipped that was super fire. Like he done got a couple of calls from me recently, like, yo, I got this record, yo, you want to jump on this record? Like he's like, yeah, send it too. So like his email been getting flooded by me after that verse. I always been a fan of stuff, man. Like but he really came with it. And Queen is Renaissance woman. She comes with the whatever we kind of like. She's a Swiss Army knife. Whatever you like, where you need her to fit in, get it popping. She like you see me performing in Brooklyn, like she's on the stage hyping, but then she's also working the merch table. But then she's holding the camera. But then she's like she's taking pictures, making sure everybody's on point and sharp. You know what I'm saying? Like singing a hook, spoken word, like Swiss Army knife. So yeah, and that's my queen. That's my wife.
Yep.
So it's like stop it up and bless that to say that's my wife.
That's dope, man. I gotta give both of y'all major respect because y'all kept it contained. Y'all kept it well contained. You did everything pretty much in house. And I mean, if you have all this talent, there's really no reason to go outside for anybody else.
True.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that it works. Yeah, it's best because it's like we don't have to worry about no label deadlines or like, or can I work with this person, or I can't put this song got to be this long, and this can't sample this, so I got to do this and that. Like it was like a whatever we want. It was like a blank canvas, and we would just had our go at it, and this is the art that we came up with from that canvas, and everybody that we know, that we close to, that we love, had a hand in drawing a part of on that canvas. So it's a beautiful picture that we made together. Yeah. You might not, you can't replace that with anything. You can't replace even $1 million budget. This is like kind of things that money can't buy. But I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have been a part of that.
Definitely. REKS and Artisin, also known as AR16. I appreciate y'all taking the time to speak with us. Let us know more about the development and creation and the overall process of the new album, as well as letting me know more history on Massachusetts hip hop.
We thank you for taking the time. Shout out to you for being a wonderful interviewer, host. Super intellect when it comes to the art, and thank you for like just giving us a platform with HHDG Media. Super respectful for your podcast. Anything you need from us, you let us know. We'll make sure that we like make it happen. And within the realm of what we can and can do. You know what I mean? But we
Absolutely.
definitely support your plan.
Appreciate that. Definitely. And for those who are tuning in, there are also CDs out there for the new album. So if you go to the Bandcamp, which I'm put it up again in the comments, I can go out there and support it as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Word. Yeah, thank you for having us. Appreciate you, and thank you for taking the time to listen to the project. I'm glad that you enjoyed it and was able to find, the things that you can to relate to it. And this is the reason why I do it for. And I just, appreciate the respect, and give all respect back. And like Rex said, anything you need, anything I can do, I got you.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I'll be looking forward to my CD copy because I did go and support, so I can go see the old comic book style, insert that you were talking about as well during the interview.
We got you. Just for transparency purposes, Bandcamp is going through a transition with PayPal and Stripe.
Ah, okay.
There's a little bit of like delay. There's going to be a delay on what's going on, but that's the delay going on right now.
All good.
We're thankful though. We're thankful for the support, brother.
Yeah, thank you. Shouts to everybody that supported us too, and shouts to HHDG Media.
That's right.
There it is.
Yeah, right.
Before we go, the floor is yours. Let everyone know where they can reach out and support you and give you shout outs.
Okay, follow me at ArtisReal82 on Instagram. Follow the Rex is better at saying the email. I mean the AR16 IG is AR16 KWB. Did I get it right?
You did your thing, man. You guys
follow at AR16 KWB.
There you go.
Immediately.
Word. That's on the IG. You can follow me, Rex Hip Hop, and then IamRex.com. YouTube.com/IamRex, so you can watch all the videos. And like you see the Bandcamp there, like you see all the Instagrams there. Appreciate just support us that way. Definitely go and follow that IG though, that group IG, because we have more in store for y'all. This is just the beginning of AR16, which is just an extended branch at ST the Squad.
Right.
You follow ST the Squad too.
Yeah.
STDASQUAD. You know what I'm saying? Follow us.
There it is. And I can definitely see the vision of the whole rollout with the Kill Writers Block. There's so many avenues that you can expand to with this.
Most appreciative. And we will. Definitely will.
So many avenues, but it's still so many ways you become unpredictable with it too. So that's why
it is. Yep.
So, we're excited.
We got some madness in store. Word.
And there are currently 5 visuals out there, y'all. 5.
And number 6 is dropping in a couple weeks.
Ooh, there it is.
Dreams to reality on the way. That's sitting right over there on the desk. Queen already wrapped it up.
See? That's what's up. I'll be looking forward to that too.
Most appreciative.
So on behalf of our HHDG Media crew, we're gonna say peace.
Peace,
y'all.
Peace.